Victory often disappears because exhausted muscles silently betray champions long before pain finally announces the damage everyone suddenly witnesses. Every desperate acceleration steals precious energy until hidden weakness transforms explosive speed into catastrophic structural failure without any warning. The fastest running stride becomes the most dangerous instant because fully extended muscles absorb impossible force while already desperately contracting. He falls like someone struck by an unseen bullet because the real explosion happened deep inside exhausted muscle fibers seconds earlier. Hundreds of muscle fibers rupture together, creating hidden bleeding that soon becomes the massive bruise visible beneath the skin. Fresh muscles distribute force efficiently, exhausted muscles concentrate stress until one final movement unleashes overwhelming structural collapse beyond recovery. Championship dreams sometimes vanish because microscopic chemistry fails long before determination and courage ever begin fading away.
Pain is only the messenger revealing destruction already completed deep inside the tissue, where invisible biological limits have finally been exceeded.
Willpower cannot negotiate with biology because exhausted muscles always obey chemistry before ambition, determination, or competitive desire. True champions protect their future by respecting fatigue instead of gambling everything on one reckless final burst of speed. When inner energy runs empty, forcing impossible progress creates only painful collapse, while patience preserves strength for victories still ahead. Every hamstring fiber survives only because countless microscopic structures share the crushing force before one finally fails. The same molecular engines creating explosive speed become dangerous anchors whenever exhausted muscles lose their ability to release. Maximum sprinting demands perfect timing because fractions of a second decide whether muscle absorbs force or violently tears apart. Your muscles never truly run out of strength, and first they quietly run out of usable energy at the cellular level. Fatigue changes more than performance. It transforms flexible tissue into an increasingly fragile biological structure vulnerable to sudden overload.
Every explosive step sends enormous force through muscles already struggling to survive another desperate acceleration toward victory.
Force never disappears. It travels through every fiber, searching relentlessly for the weakest point ready to collapse. Even supportive connective tissue reaches a breaking limit once repeated stress overwhelms its remarkable natural resilience. The body whispers warnings long before injury, but ambition often drowns every signal beneath the pursuit of greatness. What appears invisible outside often becomes devastating beneath the surface, where real biological destruction quietly unfolds.
Replay reveals movement, but only science explains why identical actions produce triumph one moment and disaster the next.
Damaged fibers continue fighting briefly before surrendering completely under forces they can no longer resist or distribute safely. Championship dreams can collapse within one stride because biology never pauses simply because the scoreboard demands heroics. The burning sensation begins when damaged nerves urgently report catastrophic tissue failure directly toward the waiting brain. Healing begins only after accepting temporary limits because repaired strength always grows slower than reckless ambition. Recovery rewards patience because biology rebuilds lasting resilience through disciplined repetition instead of desperate shortcuts. The strongest finish belongs not to those who ignore fatigue, but to those who understand and respect its warning. Healing starts immediately after injury, but rebuilding strength demands countless precise cellular decisions beyond conscious human control. Dormant repair cells suddenly awaken, transforming silent biological potential into an organized reconstruction effort across injured tissue. Fresh muscle proteins gradually replace broken structures, but only if repeated overload does not interrupt the rebuilding process. Recovery accelerates through intelligent loading, because complete inactivity weakens healing tissue instead of protecting it. Every careful movement teaches healing tissue how to organize itself for future strength under demanding athletic conditions. Restored circulation supplies the raw materials every damaged muscle fiber desperately requires for complete biological reconstruction. The greatest battle after injury happens within the mind, where patience competes relentlessly against the urge to return too soon. Recovery demands the nervous system relearn perfect coordination before muscles safely unleash maximum explosive performance again. Efficient movement distributes force evenly, preventing fragile tissue from absorbing dangerous concentrations of mechanical stress. Time alone never creates resilience. Consistent, intelligent rehabilitation transforms vulnerable. Objective measurement often protects athletes better than confidence, because biology ignores optimism without measurable recovery. True speed returns only after every microscopic repair and supports every powerful stride without hidden weakness remaining inside.
Every remarkable comeback begins when respect for biological limits becomes stronger than the temptation to ignore them. Repeated intelligent training convinces healing muscle to rebuild stronger because biology constantly adapts to meaningful mechanical demand. Lengthening under controlled resistance teaches vulnerable muscle fibers to survive forces that once caused devastating structural failure. Every organized collagen strand increases resilience, allowing repaired tissue to distribute force with remarkable efficiency once again. Perfect technique reduces unnecessary stress because efficient movement protects muscles before strength alone ever can. Turning too early risks reopening fragile damage, while patient recovery creates confidence rooted in genuine biological readiness. Strong muscles achieve little without precise neural timing, because coordination transforms repaired tissue into explosive athletic performance. Real confidence appears when every stride feels effortless, because preparation quietly replaces fear with dependable physical certainty. Greater cellular endurance begins long before competition, through countless invisible adaptations happening inside every dedicated training session. Improved blood supply fuels recovery, allowing stronger contractions while reducing fatigue during demanding moments of competition. Preparation transforms pressure into opportunity because resilient muscles answer decisive moments with stability instead of catastrophic failure.
The body rewards respect for its limits by returning strength, capable of carrying extraordinary ambition farther than before.
When inner energy is protected, disciplined progress outlasts reckless brilliance, proving resilience always defeats desperate force in the end. The final minutes expose every hidden biological weakness, because accumulated fatigue silently rewrites the limits of human performance. After partial damage, surviving fibers shoulder impossible force, making each additional sprint dramatically more dangerous than the last. Inflammation protects healing tissue, yet excessive strain transforms natural repair into renewed structural destruction within seconds. Determination inspires greatness, but muscles obey chemistry rather than emotion whenever energy reserves become critically depleted. Pain grows louder because damaged nerves increase their warning signals, attempting desperately to prevent even greater biological loss. Healthy muscles contract and release efficiently. Exhausted muscles hesitate, trapping themselves inside dangerous mechanical tension. Every unforgettable sporting moment begins with invisible cellular events unfolding beneath skin long before spectators notice anything unusual.
Each powerful stride creates invisible oscillations that become increasingly destructive once muscular stability begins quietly disappearing.
Knowing when to slow down often preserves the strength required to achieve victories that truly matter tomorrow.
The strongest competitors respect biological limits because lasting excellence grows from wisdom rather than relentless self-destruction alone.
Every serious injury becomes valuable only when painful experience transforms into wiser movement and better long-term decisions.
Balanced force sharing protects every muscle fiber because healthy tissue never allows one region to carry everything alone. Elite performance begins with efficient mechanics because unnecessary motion quietly wastes energy and increases injury risk. Greater endurance emerges through invisible vascular adaptation, delivering oxygen exactly where exhausted muscles need it most. Healthy muscle behaves like a coordinated orchestra, where every fiber contributes without overwhelming neighboring structures. Confidence returns gradually, because trust in your body must be rebuilt through thousands of successful movements. Recovery restores far more than strength. It restores cellular efficiency, allowing muscles to respond instantly under pressure. Champions protect tomorrow by respecting recovery, because consistent preparation always defeats occasional reckless brilliance. Real resilience appears when preparation, physiology, and intelligent choices combine before decisive moments ever arrive.
The greatest victories belong to those who understand every extraordinary performance begins inside millions of unseen living cells.
Every dramatic collapse began long before the final sprint, because invisible cellular failures quietly accumulated beneath unstoppable determination. True recovery succeeds only when every microscopic structure restores harmony, instead of merely hiding visible pain.
One decision repeated daily shapes whether tomorrow delivers extraordinary performance or devastating biological consequences.
Strength becomes sustainable only when technique, endurance, coordination, and recovery share every mechanical burden together. Energy is the hidden currency every movement spends, and bankruptcy always arrives before ambition notices the warning. Biology never works alone, because countless invisible systems cooperate to create every breathtaking human achievement.
The greatest comeback belongs not to fearless athletes, but to prepared athletes who understand their biological limits. Lasting resilience grows quietly through patient adaptation, and never through desperate attempts to outrun exhaustion.
The same biological laws governing elite athletes quietly shape every demanding choice ordinary people make each day. Real power appears when discipline protects energy before circumstances demand impossible effort from an exhausted body.
Your greatest ally has always been the unseen intelligence already working tirelessly inside your body every second.
The smartest competitors in 2026 understand that recovery is preparation, because sustainable excellence defeats temporary intensity. Every person carries invisible biological limits, yet wisdom begins when those limits become guides instead of enemies. Protect your energy before chasing impossible speed, because prevention always costs less than rebuilding what reckless ambition destroys. Respect the biology sustaining your dreams, because the strongest future belongs to those who preserve themselves before pursuing greatness.